Orson Starr's cowbells over here. He manufactured them here. This was before barbed wire. Okay, this was before we were a state. This house was started in 1838 and wasn't finished at 1845 because they had to go so far to get all their supplies. The number 7 bell is his number 1 seller. Said it could be heard for a mile. I'll ring it and you tell me. I don't think so. Just saying, knowing how long a mile is.
Yeah.
But no. His wife Rhoda and him lived on the corner right here at Dynamic Flowers. They had a little 1-house log cabin, and she said in 1838, I've had enough, I want a house. Don't blame her. She had 10 kids, right?
Ooh, yeah, that's far from 4.
Yeah,
That's a picture of him and her there. That's a picture of him and her up here on this paper over here. That's his second wife.
Oh,
Rhoda died much earlier than he did.
okay.
And I attribute that to giving birth 10 times. But this is him here. After the after the Bell's business dried up, they went into the secondary business, and these are all over Royal Oak. You won't see them though, because usually brick buildings are laid like this. Okay, Starr. And these were built, the John Almond Starr House, which is over on Crooks Road. If you drive around here, you'll see a lot of Starr Presbyterian Church. Starr J.C. Park is another big city park. This is all his farm. He owned from Rochester Road, north of 13, down to Vincita Boulevard, and all the way over past the railroad tracks, past Crooks.
Wow.
So he had a pretty good sized farm. At this time, the river was running down Vincita Boulevard. Here's a good picture of that without the gun in the way. All the different rivers that used to be in Royal Oak, which are now underground. The Army Corps of Engineers came in. It was all sludgy, swampy land. Put them all under. Now we're up. Their number 1 crop at the time, cranberries. The Indians actually harvested cranberries at 11 and Woodward area.
Wow.
So you'll see you got the north branch of the Red Run, the Little Run, the Big Run, this the Run, all kinds of creeks and stuff that ran through the history. The doors were originally from the original barn door, the wood on the outside.
Oh.
This door here is a very large door. It's a very wide door. Back in 1838, they did not have funeral homes. They had their funerals in homes.
Right.
This was one of the local homes that they did it in because, let's face it, at that time Michigan wasn't that occupied in this area.
So it's a coffin door.
Yep, so they brought the coffins in and they would set them up and they would have their little funeral parlor in here. And in the wintertime, they had nowhere to put them because they didn't have power equipment to dig. So what they did then is they would store them, and that's downstairs in a basement area that we think is where they stored them. We don't have actual proof, but we do know they did house bodies in this house. Various things. You didn't have a lot of photography back in 1838, so when people would come to visit, they would take a snippet of your hair, and they would weave it. That whole heart is human hair.
Oh my goodness.
Different people's hair. And then you got the sampler over here where young women would, stick themselves trying to learn how to sew to get a man. So.
Did you make that noise? It come from.
Orson Starr had 3 children that died in 1 week, let alone, they only had 2 that made it in any length of time.
Why is that?
1838, the 3 died in 1 week due to the flu. Bathrooms there, that's the only working bathroom in here.
Okay.
So make sure you know where that one is. Children's room, nursery room. They kept their family tight until they added on other houses and stuff on the farm. So you might have had a couple grown-ups married living here with kids while they were still here with kids. And those 3 kids that died in 1 week are, ready? Georgie, Lois, and Louise. And they all were from age 3 and younger. The only dog that we do know that was actually here, because people always say the ghost dog, because that was reported way back when. That dog's the only dog that we know of that lived here.
Cute little dog.
And it's not the German Shepherd that they claim to see, so. Mr. McAlpine, they were the last family related to the Starrs. He came here not last Christmas, the Christmas before, wanting to see his brother. And I'm like, his brother? What's happened? He says, well, my brother passed away, but I'm here to see him. Okay, so we come down here, and he was all excited to see that. Can you see it?
Oh, the footprint.
That's his brother's footprint. His dad, when they were gracking, lifted him up, planted it in there, and it was put in 1957. You can read it right here.
Yes. Wow.
Welcome to the old coal chute. Coal, wood, whatever they could burn, they burned. And if you look back here and you look in all this, this is called a rubble foundation for a reason. There's iron, there's brick, there's stone. Whatever they had, they threw in here. They made the foundation out of it.
Wow.
Now, this part is very cobwebby, but if I come over here, see all the white powder on my hand?
Yeah.
That's lime. It's not cement. It's a lime packing compound that they used and held it together.
Which one?